Hey there, and welcome to another episode of the blogcast for ShawnVanDyke.com. I'm Shawn Van Dyke, and I'm a construction industry consultant, business coach, and mentor. I help construction business owners streamline their businesses by developing the systems and operations that lead to profitable and sustainable growth. Now, I wouldn't say that I'm your host because this isn't exactly a podcast. There are no guests, no high-dollar production, and no agenda. I just want to make it easy for you to get the information that you need to run a better construction business. So every time I publish a blog post, I grab my microphone, record an audio version of the post so you can listen to the content anytime, anywhere, and use this information to run a better construction business. All right, with that said, let's dig into the blogcast. On today's episode, I'm going to share with you 5 books that I recommend for your summer reading list. These books cover a wide range of topics from business financing to leadership to sports dynasties. Yeah, that's right. There's a book on sports in there that I think will help you run a better construction business. Reading books or listening to them has been the best investment I've made over the past few years, and I hope that you get the same results that I do from consuming books. And if you're not much of a reader, I hope these books will inspire you to start reading more. Jim Rohn once said, "Those who will not read are no better off than those who can't read." Think about that for a minute. And now, on to the post. I love books. I've found that reading or listening to books has been the best investment I've made over the past few years. The ROI from books is enormous. So you can check out my book list here, and in the blog post I link to a site where I keep track of all my books that I've been reading over the past few years. Now that summer is upon us, I hope that you have plans to step away from your construction business and enjoy the fruits of your labor. You can read this article that I wrote on how to take a vacation from your business and why that's so important. And I linked to an article there in the blog post to medium.com. So whether you're a sand between the toes, fresh mountain air, or city lights kind of vacationer, you'll most likely spend several hours in an airport or in a car in transit this summer. So here are 5 books that I highly recommend listening to or reading to maximize your learning during your downtime. I mean, you're going to be thinking about work anyway, so you might as well make it productive. These books cover a wide range of business topics from financial strategies to productivity to leadership, and I think they can help you run a better construction business. Number 1, Profit First. Transform your business from a cash-eating monster to a money-making machine by Mike Michalowicz. If you've been following me on social media for a while, then you know that I have teamed up with Mike and I'm writing Profit First for Contractors. It'll be out in the fall of 2018. The reason I'm suggesting this book is the same reason that I'm writing the construction-specific version. This book will help you finally make a profit in your construction business and change the way you manage your cash flow. The Profit First system, when implemented in your construction business, will guarantee profits and help you manage the cash flow of your business. Does that sound too good to be true? Well, here's the basic concept. Most businesses use this formula to determine their profit. Sales minus expenses equals profit. This results in trying to survive off of the leftovers. So if you have any money left over, then that's your profit. Well, with Profit First, you use a slightly modified formula to operate your business. And it's this: sales minus profit equals expenses. When you set aside your profit first, you're forced to operate your business on what's left. And if you can't operate your business on what's left, then you change the way you operate, either by cutting expenses or increasing margins. But you don't touch your profits. Profit is the reason that you're in business. So Profit First is a simple yet profound way to operate your construction business. Trust me, this book will change the way you run your business. Book number 2, Measure What Matters: How Google, Bono, and the Gates Foundation Rock the World with OKRs by John Doerr. I think I'm saying that right. Doerr, D-O-E-E-R. Well, you've probably never heard of John Doerr. I hadn't until I downloaded this audiobook. But in 1999, John invested $12.5 million in a couple of entrepreneurs named Larry Page and Sergey Brin. Larry and Sergey had bold ambitions to change the way the world searched for and received information, but they had no business plan. So let me give you the summary from Amazon. Doerr taught them about a proven approach to operating excellence: objectives and key results. That's the OKRs. Objectives and key results. He had first discovered OKRs in the 1970s as an engineer at Intel, where the legendary Andy Grove, quote, the greatest manager of his day or any era, drove the best run company Doerr had ever seen. Later, as a venture capitalist, Doerr shared Grove's brainchild with more than 50 companies, and wherever the process was faithfully practiced, it worked. In this goal-setting system, objectives define what we seek to achieve. The key results are how those top priority goals will be obtained with specific measurable actions within a set time frame. Everyone's goal, from entry level to CEO, they're transparent to the entire organization through this goal setting system. The benefits are profound. OKRs surface an organization's most important work. They focus effort and foster coordination. They keep employees on track, and they link objectives across silos to unify and strengthen the entire company. Along the way, OKRs enhance workplace satisfaction and boost retention. In Measure What Matters, Doerr shares a broad range of first-person, behind-the-scenes case studies with narrators including Bono of U2 fame and Bill Gates to demonstrate the focused agility and explosive growth that OKRs have spurred at so many great organizations. This book will help a new generation of leaders capture the same magic. By the way, those guys, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, they founded Google. So just because the stories in this book cover technology companies, nonprofits, and superstars, don't think that you can't apply this goal setting and communication method to your construction business. Implementing the OKRs, objectives and key results, within your business is like setting SMART goals, but on steroids. All right, book number 3, Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance by Angela Duckworth. And here's the summary from Amazon. The secret to outstanding achievement is not talent, but a focused persistence called grit. Grit is a book about what goes through your head when you fall down and how that, not talent or luck, makes all the difference. Now, I enjoyed not only the stories of the high achievers, but also the scientific research that supports her thesis. The grittiest people win. Repeated failure is not the only requirement for developing grit, but having the wisdom to quit the wrong stuff plays a crucial role in becoming the best. There's no lack of passion and persistence in the trades, but knowing what and when to quit something may be the key to success for your construction business. All right, book number 4, American Icon, Alan Mulally and the Fight to Save the Ford Motor Company by Bryce G. Hoffman. Now, you may be asking why I recommend reading a book about a car company executive and what you can learn from this book about running your construction business. Well, first of all, I think that Alan Mulally is one of the greatest business leaders of this century. Read the book and you'll see why. Second, the way in which Mulally turned around the Ford Motor Company was by implementing, of all things, a weekly meeting. When you consider the behemoth that Ford Motor Company is and the worldwide reach of this organization with all of its divisions, its multiple brands, and people scattered across the globe, something as simple as a weekly meeting helped Mulally direct the greatest turnaround of any business in the past 50 years. Now, I've been preaching that you have to be meeting with your people on a weekly basis if you want your construction company to have any chance at sustainable growth and profitability, and this message was validated when I read this book. I know, you're right. It's hard to meet with your people every week. You've got a lot going on. Business is booming right now, and you're busier than you've ever been. But I guarantee that you aren't busier than Alan Mulally was when he implemented this strategy. And this leads me to the most important reason why I think you should read this book. And I'm going to quote one of my favorite mentors, Patrick Lencioni, from his blog about the type of leader Mulally is and why this matters. So Lencioni writes, "He knows how to hold people accountable with tough love." That's right, love. Let me give you an example. When a prominent member of Alan's leadership team didn't come to one of the meetings, Alan told me that he immediately confronted him and asked why. The guy explained that he was extremely busy and probably wouldn't be able to dedicate the time required to make every meeting. So Alan didn't waffle and asked the guy to try his best to come. And he didn't get mad. He simply smiled and said, "That's okay." The executive was relieved and said, "Really?" Alan said, still smiling, "Yeah, we can still be friends, but you can't work here. It's up to you." So Mulally created a set of new behaviors within the Ford Motor Company from the top down, and he did it without fear or compromises, and he did it with a smile. This is the type of leader you need to become for your construction business. So check that book out. I think that you'll really, really enjoy it. And book number 5, this one's kind of out of left field, no pun intended, but it's called The Captain Class, The Hidden Force That Creates the World's Greatest Teams by Sam Walker. This final recommendation for your summer reading list is not really a business book, but the implications for your construction business, specifically within your teams, are profound. And here's a summary from Amazon. The secret to winning is not what you think it is. It's not the coach. It's not the star. It's not money. It's not a strategy. It's something else entirely. Walker set out to answer one of the most hotly debated questions in sports. What are the greatest teams of all time? He devised a formula, then applied it to thousands of teams from leagues all over the world. As Walker dug into their stories, a pattern emerged. Each team had the same type of captain, a singular leader with an unconventional skill set who drove it to achieve sustained historic greatness. The men and women who make up the captain class were never the most skilled athletes, nor were they gifted orators or paragons of sportsmanship. They were often role players who were allergic to the spotlight. In short, 7 attributes they shared challenge your assumptions of what inspired leadership looks like. So if you're a sports fan, then you're going to love this book. If you're a nerd for statistics like I am, then you'll be enthralled by Walker's analysis to determine the 16 teams that made up, quote, the most dominant teams in history, unquote. So whether you own a construction business or you're employed by one, you'll be inspired to identify or find your captain class. On a personal note, I had the opportunity to work with one such individual. His name is Joe Mitchell. He's the best lead carpenter and captain that I've ever met. And I hope that when you read this book, it will help you find your Joe. You know, you may be the star or the coach of your team, but without a captain, you'll never create a dynasty. Like I said before, reading or listening to books has transformed my life, personally, financially, and spiritually. And I hope the books listed above will transform your life as well. Give them a try and let me know what you think. If books aren't your thing, then consider this quote from Jim Rohn. Those who will not read are no better off than those who can't read. If these books don't spark your interest, then check out this site. I keep a running list of all of the books that I consume each year, and you can find that site on kit.com/Shawn Van Dyke. Leave a comment on my Instagram post or right here on my YouTube post, and let me know what books you're reading, and if you read or listen to any of the books above, then let me know what you've learned. Need help streamlining your construction business? Sign up today to receive a free copy of the Paperwork Punch List, 28 Days to Streamline Your Construction Business. And this book is available exclusively for free at ShawnVanDyke.com/The Paperwork Punch List. That's ShawnVanDyke.com, ShawnVanDyke.com/The Paperwork Punch List. Hey, Shawn Van Dyke here. I just wanted to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen to this audio post. Email me any questions or comments you might have at my email address, which is connect@ShawnVanDyke.com. That's CONNECT @ShawnVanDyke.com. And let me know what you think. Thanks so much.